What's up, Sooner fans? Welcome back to the Sooner Surge. It's game day, Norman, Oklahoma, Palace on the Prairie, 6 p.m. tonight against Iowa State. And if you're not part of what's happening on the Sooner Surge, click the button there to subscribe, enable those notifications, like, comment. Really appreciate everything you guys have been doing and helping this channel grow. Now, four guys really to keep an eye on and if they're going to play. This is a bit of an injury kind of update prediction, I guess you will, if you want. We got four guys really we're looking at that have been injured. You got Savion Byrd, offensive line. You got obviously the injury to Kanak last week. We'll talk about that. You have the Reggie Pearson injury, and then you have R. Mason Thomas, who hasn't played in 2 weeks, Jay?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so those are kind of the four guys to talk about.
Yeah, and looking at those injuries, it sounds like Savion Byrd will be back tonight, which should be really big. I mean, talent-wise, he's one of the best linemen they have. Now, putting it all together, that's what he's got to do, and that's what he's got to do a better job of. But, I mean, you look at between him and Everett. Everett played last week. Everett played pretty well, but he's just not athletically and talent-wise Savion Byrd. OU needs Savion Byrd to be a dominant he needs to be dominant on the offensive line, and so they need him big time. And so I look for him to play tonight, and I think that'll help.
Yeah, Troy Everett, as I'm sure everyone's seen, graded out pretty well. Did some good things last week. He definitely does not have the physicality and size of a Savion Byrd. Savion Byrd is a difference maker there on the line, and I hope he is back. It sounds like he's going to be back tonight. If you really want to know, make sure you're on the pregame live with the Sooner Surge, because as the players are going through warm-ups, we'll be able to give some updates there from some that we have there on campus at the game. So, yeah, stay tuned to that. Let's go to Jaren Kanak. Obviously, you heard at the BV presser. You also maybe have seen other places that Kanak has practiced. So that was definitely a precautionary thing of him in the ambulance and things like that. Could have been a serious thing, but it doesn't sound like it was as serious as maybe they had thought. But yeah, it's gonna. I don't know, Jay. I'm kind of leery on if he's gonna play for sure tonight because of you got Texas looming on the horizon. But I think if he's good to go, they're gonna play him. They're not gonna just sit him out just in case.
Yeah, I look at Kanak. I mean, you heard it like BB said. He practiced. Danny Stutzman on the podcast on the Prairie. I think him and Kanak were on there and talking a little bit about it and everything. So he is definitely okay, and he's practiced. It's just whether or not, to me, like you said, whether or not they're going to actually play him. I think he does play personally. I mean, if he's healthy and he's not going to have anything that's going to make it worse, I don't see a way he's not going to play because, yes, Texas is next week looming, but it's also you want a guy to be prepared and ready, right? And taking an off week here, I don't know. I don't know personally if that would be a good thing. If he's ready to go tonight, you might as well play. I think, but we'll see. We'll see what they do there. I mean, if he doesn't play, I look for Kip Lewis to be the guy. But I think he will probably play. Yeah. Now, whether he plays the whole game, that's a different story.
Yeah, hopefully it's a blowout and a lot of guys get some run tonight. But two other guys. So you got Reggie Pearson, you got R. Mason Thomas. I would say Reggie Pearson. I mean, I haven't heard really much on if he's going to go or not. I don't know if you have, Jay.
Yeah, I've heard Pearson. I've heard that I would expect him to be ready. So whether or not how many snaps he gets, and obviously the way Key Lawrence has been playing, I don't know what the rotation will be, but I think he's ready to go. I think he will get some playing time tonight. So that's something to keep focused on. You can follow his dad on Twitter and kind of keep up with it. Sounds like he's ready to go. And just listen to some other podcasts this week. It sounds like that he should be available. So that would be just another depth in that rotation at safety that they have. So I look for him to probably be available tonight.
Yeah, and it did say, speaking of his dad on Twitter, I did see his dad's post about the comeback's going to be even greater. So obviously chomping at the bit to get back out there and
Well, and
lay
here's
some
the deal.
hammer. Huh?
Here's the deal on somebody like Pearson. Pearson played good early on, had the game at TU that wasn't very good, right? And then the guy that comes in, Key Lawrence, the replacement, is playing really well. So it's like if Pearson's available, he's going to want to get out there and play to almost like, hey, prove himself again. Like, hey, I can be that guy. Because the worst part is when you go out with an injury and somebody comes in and is playing well, right? Then it's like, my spot, right? You got to earn it back. You got to play hard. You got to make plays. And I think that's what you'll see with Pearson when he gets out there is he's going to make plays because the TU game, he had a couple busts and things. So he'll be looking to kind of prove that himself again there.
Yeah, it would be great to have Pearson back and his just the physicality that guy brings to the defense.
Yeah.
Definitely is needed. Last, R. Mason Thomas doesn't sound like he's going to be on the go list, Jay.
Yeah, I wouldn't. That's weird. It's been very quiet, that injury. He's hasn't played a whole lot this year. And if you remember right in the offseason, everybody was so high on him. And what's crazy is that the depth of this defensive line, especially the defensive end, what you're seeing is that even without him playing, they're playing well, which bodes to the competitive depth they have there. But I still would love for him to get out there. It doesn't look like it's probably going to be this week. I wish it was. Iowa State was led in his recruitment most of the time. I think it would be a fun game for him to get out there and play. Offensive line at Iowa State's very weak. I mean, that's the weakest part of their team. And so I think it would be a great game for him to get out there and make some plays. But I don't know. It's not, things could change and we'll see, but it doesn't look like he's going to be available tonight.
Yeah, so that's definitely 4 guys to keep your eyes on in pregame warm-ups, and hopefully they can all get out there and play tonight and be difference makers. It'll also be interesting, Jay, as the running back situation, if they're going to go with 4 guys, 2 guys, or what that's going to look like. We will make sure that we cover all these things on the pregame live. So that will be dropped on Twitter, what time that live will start. If you follow and subscribe to the Sooner Surge, you will get a notification when we go live. And we want you, our viewers, to be on that, commenting, asking questions, giving your takes on the game tonight against Iowa State. Great day of football ahead. You got Colorado and USC, I'm sure, is one where all Sooner fans are going to be Deion and Colorado Buffalo lovers. So enjoy the games today. We'll see you on the live. Until next time, Boomer.
Boomer.